Welcome back to the Flagler Gym. Dave Schultz joined by Chris Burns. Our halftime score, UNC Pembroke 38, the Saints 33. Chris, a couple of things stick out. We talked about the depth of the Braves, and in the first half, they have 8 players that have scored in the game. The Saints, meanwhile, only 5 of their players have scored.
Yeah, the Saints really lucky that Ryan Barnes is continuing to shoot well from last game. Barnes went 3 of 5 from three-point range in the first half and led the Saints scoring with 9 points. Other than that, Ante Gospich, you expect him to do his job scoring the basketball. He had 8. Richard Brown really gave them a boost early, too. He had 8 early points, and then Matt Conway hit 2 threes. So, I mean, the people who have scored for the Saints, that's been a big positive. It's more of Matt Clark goes 0 of 3 in the first half, couldn't really find his rhythm offensively. Madi Sigurdarsson in there only for 3 minutes. They need to find some other scoring, whether it be one of the people who's already scored stepping up and taking on a bigger role. If Richard Brown's going to be that guy, if Gospich is going to take over the second half, we've seen him do that a bunch. You don't know where the scoring's going to come from for the Saints, but they shot the ball incredibly well. That wasn't the problem. The problem was the turnovers. They turned the ball over 13 times in the first half because they shot 50% from the field, 50% from three-point land, and 71% from the free throw line. You got to live with that if you're Coach Bo Clark.
Now, sophomore Matt Clark, second on the team in scoring, averaging 13 points a game, 0 for 3 from the field. He did not score a point. Do the Saints need to get Matt Clark in the offense to have any chance of winning this game?
I think if you try to get Matt Clark in the offense early, you do it with him slashing to the basket. He's struggling from behind the arc right now mainly because of confidence. So I want him in an opportunity to drive to the basket and get an easier shot attempt than a three-point look. If he's wide open for 3, obviously have him take it. Other than that, I want him shooting short jumpers.
Saints have the basketball to begin play here in the second half. Gospich drives to the basket. A blocking foul called against the Braves. So Gospich able to draw the foul. Now the starting 5, the same as we saw at the beginning of the game, with Richard Brown and Matt Clark in the backcourt, Ryan Barnes, Adam Jones, and Ante Gospich up front.
So and Adam Jones played a better half than we're used to seeing. His numbers aren't as good as, I can't really talk about his numbers being that great, 2 points, 2 rebounds, but he did his job defensively, and a lot of times that's where he struggles.
So Gospich to the line. He misses the free throw. He will get another one here as he was fouled in the act of shooting. Gospich with 8 points. Saints led in scoring by Ryan Barnes with 9, Richard Brown with 8. Gospich misses a pair. The second one rims out. Matt Conway with 6 points, and Adam Jones has the other points. A field goal for Jones as he had 2 in the first half. Shot put up, no good. The rebound to Jones. 2-on-1 break. Clark with it. Beautiful pass to Gospich, and he gets the field goal. Gospich on a nice feed, now in double figures for Ante, 10 on the day.
Nice job leading the transition there for Matt Clark. Maybe that's what he needed.
Hook shot from Winford is good. Brandon Winford, the freshman out of Goldsboro, North Carolina, answers for the Braves. We've played a little bit less than a minute, and a 5-point lead for UNC Pembroke. Adam Jones with the basketball. Good look, cutting to the basket. Gospich, the field goal for Ante. That's a great pass from Jones.
So in the first 65 minutes of play here in the second half, Gospich has missed 2 free throws and still scored 4 points.
That ball off the Braves and a great save along the baseline. Boy, that was a beautiful save by Shamel Brackett. But the Saints come up with a turnover. Brown with it. Nearly a goaltend there, but no call. And a foul at the other end on Gospich. Brackett wanted that to go as he was bumped hard by Gospich.
Yeah, unusual foul there from Ante Gospich. His arms were glued to his side, and he just nudged Brackett with his body and didn't even attempt to block the shot.
So Shamel Brackett to the free throw line. He averages 14 points, has 9 in the first half. Foul on Gospich, his first, and the free throw is up and in. Now, what a difference a year makes for Ante Gospich. I can't tell you how many games we did last year where we would see him commit 2 personal fouls in the first minute of play.
And he's still struggled a little bit with fouls this year, but he's done a much better job of, if he gets in foul trouble, he's capable of playing conservatively the rest of that half or the rest of the game so that he can stay on the floor.
So Brackett hits a pair. It's a 5-point lead. I remember Bo Clark jokingly last year would say that Gospich would pick up 2 fouls in the parking lot. Pass too long and it goes out of bounds. Last touch by the Braves. The sense of humor from Bo Clark.
He's a funny guy for sure.
5-point lead. Braves have the basketball. But he was right.
Absolutely.
I can think of 2 or 3 games where Gospich would pick up 2 fouls in the first minute of play. Barnes with the rebound and the save along the baseline. Here's Matt Clark for 3, and his shot's no good. The battle for the rebound. Gospich thought he was going to get that one, and the Braves come up with it.
Yeah, I really don't like that shot from Matt Clark as Blakeney slams it home at the other end. Matt Clark pulled up for 3 on a 3-on-2 fast break, and it wasn't even a catch and shoot. He dribbled into his own shot, which is even more difficult.
So Blakeney wide open for the slam dunk. Here's Clark for 3, and he gets it to go. First field goal of the day for Matt Clark, a 3 for the sophomore out of St. Augustine.
That's got to feel really good for Matt Clark. He's been struggling all day.
Shot at the other end for the Braves. KJ Cooper, who really burned the Saints when these two teams played last year at Pembroke, has a field goal. His first points today. Clark to Barnes, Ryan for 3, and that shot's no good. Gospich battles for the rebound and a foul called.
Ante Gospich, the only Saint in there for the rebound among 3 Braves. He still comes up with the loose ball.
We've played a little bit more than 4 minutes. Saints find themselves down by 6. Ben Jacobs will check back into the lineup. First appearance here in the half. Jacobs in for Blakeney and a timeout on the 4. So 16:56 to play in the game, and it's the Braves leading the Saints by 6. Dave Schultz along with Chris Burns from the Flagler Gym. A 6-point lead for the Braves, just a 2-possession game. Clark with the basketball. His pass for Brown intercepted. That was not a good pass there by Matt. The shot missed, but the follow is there. And credit that to Shamel Brackett. Brackett now with 13 points.
Great effort in defensive transition by Richard Brown, all by himself, though, forcing the first shot to be missed.
This game had 8 lead changes in the first half, and the Saints are down by 8. We've played almost 4 minutes here in the second half. Following the turnover at the other end, Braves put up a shot, it's no good. Gospich the rebound. Ahead to Matt Clark. He drives to the basket. We've got a whistle and a foul called. This will go against the Braves, a blocking foul. And Coach Ben Miller of the Braves is beside himself. Not pleased with that call.
And I believe that foul's going to go against Shamel Brackett. That'll be his second. It looked like the referee was unsure of the call, didn't know if he had the best angle for it, but ends up with the defensive call. Good job, or good break, I should say, for the Saints as they get to send a good free throw shooter to the foul line.
So Matt Clark will go to the line. Second personal on Brackett. Free throw from Clark is good. And his second free throw is on the mark. 5 all here in the half. Second half, that is, for Matt Clark. Braves lead is 6. Brackett A 10-foot shot, no good. Jacobs, the offensive rebound, no good. A follow for Jacobs and a foul called down low.
I'm not sure who the foul's going to be on here for the Saints, but they did a poor job boxing out, giving UNC Pembroke that many opportunities.
So it's 48-42.
And they're going to get Adam Jones for the foul, trying to block the shot.
It's a second team foul against the Saints, as Adam Jones is whistled for his second foul on the day, and the free throw by Ben Jacobs is no good.
Saints with no real foul trouble to speak of personally, though. That's good for them. They have struggled with that this year.
Second free throw from Jacobs is good. 5 on the day. 6'6" sophomore out of Four Oaks, North Carolina. So the lead is 7. Barnes picks up his dribble, has it knocked away, and able to get it back. Now to Matt Clark. Richard Brown has the ball. Gospich to Jones. Adam backs in. Head fake off the glass, and a nice move from Adam Jones. Just his second field goal of the day.
He has really good isolation moves in the post. The Saints just don't always like to isolate in the post. That's just not their offensive strategy.
Jacobs puts up a shot. It's no good. The offensive rebound to the Braves. Another follow that's no good, and a foul called. This will go against Pembroke.
And I believe they're going to get Jacobs for this one. A good job there by Adam Jones defensively, altering the shot and then trying to corral the rebound before he was fouled.
It's Gospich, Brown, Ante asking for help. Makes a chest pass to Ryan Barnes. Jones with it, off the glass and in. Boy, they nearly failed to get the ball in bounds. And Gospich put a lot of mustard on that chest pass. He threw a half-court chest pass to Ryan Barnes. And the Saints able to get the field goal and find themselves down by 3.
Ante Gospich inbounding the basketball, throwing a full-court pass earlier this year, showing that he's not afraid to make those passes. And I'll remind you that Nettles Fine Jewelry is the official jeweler of the Flagler Saints. Nettles is a family-owned and operated jewelry store located in the Marshall Shopping Center. They feature over 20 designer jewelry and watch lines and ensure that you get the best possible gemstones at the lowest price, and they've been doing it since 1983. Also, a quick thank you to Nettles Fine Jewelry for having Nettles Night on Thursday, a big success here at the Flagler Gymnasium.
Now, have you been in Nettles before?
I have not. I don't often shop for jewelry. Maybe I should start, though. I met Mr. Nettles, the current owner of the store, and he put on a great event for us here. There were some competitions, a game of knockout for a Pandora bracelet at halftime of the men's game. It was a fun promotional event that Nettles put on here for us at the Flagler Gym on Thursday.
Well, they really do a great job, and my wife is a frequent customer of Nettles Jewelry. Something you have to look forward to in the future, Chris.
Oh, I can hardly wait to go jewelry shopping.
Yes, we've been there a number of times, and as you know, Valentine's Day is right around the corner.
That's true. I'm sure Nettles has some great stuff for Valentine's Day.
Well, I've always been a firm believer in jewelry for Valentine's Day instead of a box of chocolates. Nothing against chocolate. Nothing against chocolate. It's just the jewelry will last a little longer.
Yeah, chocolate's gone a couple days later.
A couple days? Have you ever been to my house? Braves with a 3-point lead. The shot put up, and it's good. Winford with the field goal, 8 points in the game, and a 5-point lead. Matt Clark with 5 points, all coming in the second half. 14:20 to play in the game. Saints are down by 5. Barnes with it. They work down low to Gospich, and a foul called against the Saints.
Yeah, he extended his forearm to get separation there, and the referee was all over it, at perfect position to make the call.
And Gospich walking back, and Ryan Barnes having a couple of words for Gospich. Jared Branco making his first appearance in the game, and Brown will go out.
Jared Branco did a great job in the Armstrong game with on-ball defense against Eric Miller, who came in the leading scorer in the conference. I believe he was second in the country coming into the game. Branco did a great job, and they held him to 15 points.
So Branco into the game. Shot put up, rims out, and a foul called against the Saints. It's a little bit of a new look for Jared Branco. Took the clippers to his head, or his hair.
Little cleaner look there for Jared Branco. A senior from Hudson, Florida, not getting as many minutes this year as he did a year ago because the Saints added some backcourt depth. But his strength was always on-ball defense. He's also a capable three-point shooter, and he's done a good job for the Saints this year in those capacities.
Free throw by Rose is good. Both teams have 4 personal fouls in the half, and Rose hits both free throws. 6 for the game for Kwame Rose. It's 53-47, a 7-point lead. Under 14 minutes to play. Jacobs works on Gospich. 20 on the shot clock for the Saints. Ryan Barnes has it. Now to Clark. 10 on the shot clock for the Saints. Clark backs up, works behind a screen. Branco to Gospich. A turnaround shot, hits the front of the iron and rolls through.
Shooter's touch there from Ante Gospich and a big bucket. The Saints could have been down by double digits after this possession if Gospich hadn't made that one.
So it's a 5-point lead. Braves have the basketball. Jacobs. Left side to Rose. Pass down low. The shot's no good and a foul called.
And the foul's going to be called on Ante Gospich. I'm not sure what Gospich did there, but that's his 3rd personal foul now. 13 minutes to go in the game. He's going to have to check out.
Desmond Gibson strips off the warm-up top. Gibson over to the scorer's table. Free throw is no good. Right at the line shooting a pair. Gospich out. Gibson checks in. So it's Gibson, Jones, Branco, Barnes, and Clark. Wright's free throw is good as it bounces around and finds the bottom of the net. 7 points for Rose. Check that. That was Wright with the free throw. Rose has 6 points. It's Wright who hits the second free throw. Here's Matt Clark. Fade away from the baseline. No good. Battle underneath. Braves have it. Pembroke with a 6-point lead. It's a 2-possession game. 12:35 to play in the game. Driving to the basket. Missing the shot, but the offensive rebound from Jacobs. The tip underneath, and I think they'll credit that one to Ben Jacobs. Let's see who they give it to. No, they're going to credit that field goal to Winford.
That was a really impressive tip-in from underneath the basket, spinning it off the glass and in.
So the field goal to Brandon Winford, who has 10 points. Well, the Saints are down by 8. Branco with it, drive to the hoop. Shot rolls off the side of the iron. Jacobs the rebound. Branco did everything right, couldn't get it to roll home.
And now a big defensive possession for the Saints. You don't want to let this deficit get to double digits.
Braves have a 10-point lead. 11:45 to play. Branco on the defense. The offensive player Rose goes down. No foul is called. Branco to Jones. The pass to Clark off his fingertips, out of bounds. Saints turn it over.
Both Rose and Branco fell to the floor on the same spot. You wonder if there's a wet spot on the floor, and the referee is checking that now, actually.
Branco will go out. Brown back in. It's Brown, Clark, Jones, Gibson, Conway, as Matt Conway has checked back into the lineup. His first appearance here in the second half. He hit a couple of big threes off the bench in the first half.
And if Conway needs to pick up the shooting slack that Matt Clark has been struggling with.
Jumper put up, and it's good. The field goal for Griffin Pittman. That is a huge bucket for the sophomore Pittman, and it's a 10-point lead. Matt Clark for three. Yes! Clark hits a three. 8 points, all coming in this half. A 7-point lead and a timeout on the floor. We have 10:58 to play, and the Braves with a 7-point lead.
And I'll remind you that South of Philly is a Philadelphia-style sandwich shop in the historic district in St. Augustine. They have put their hearts into creating sandwiches they are proud to serve, and they hope you enjoy eating them as much as they enjoy making them. South of Philly, located at 1 King Street, St. Augustine.
Well, Gospich over to the scorer's table, and it looks like Ante will check back into the game. So despite having 3 personal fouls, the Saints will bring back into the lineup their leading scorer and leading rebounder, Ante Gospich.
And Gospich already has a double-double on the game. He's got 14 points and 10 boards. And I think sitting on the bench for a couple of minutes will calm him down a little bit, and he won't be as likely to pick up that 4th personal foul, which is really the killer.
It's a 7-point lead. We have 10:55 to play in the game. UNC Pembroke has won 15 games already this year. They are 15-7. They have won 8 of 12 in conference play. Lead the Saints by 7. The ball's kicked out of bounds. It will be Braves basketball. On the floor, it's Gospich, Jones, Conway, Brown, and Clark for the Saints. Down low, it's Blakeney. Conway over the back, and a foul will be called. I don't think that will go against Conway. It's going to go against Adam Jones.
And Jones picks up his 3rd, so the 2 true big men on this Saints team, each playing with 3 personals now.
Blakeney shooting free throws. First one is no good. He has 9 in the game. Make it 10. Blakeney hits 1 out of 2. The lead is 8. Brown works against the freshman Alex Bradley. Jones to Gospich. Richard Brown for 3. He gets it to go. Brown in double figures, now 11 points.
Big shot there from Richard Brown, and all of a sudden the Saints are well back into this game.
The Braves lead is 5. (59-54). Braves have the ball. Five on the shot clock. A 3 put up, no good. The long rebound and a foul called. This will go against the Braves.
And I believe they're going to call Blakeney there, and if they do, that is his 4th.
That's number 4 on big George Blakeney. 6'9", 255-pound senior whistled for his 4th personal foul.
Gospich drew that foul, and I'd say of the 4 fouls Blakeney's had, Gospich has drawn 3 of them. So a great job from Gospich in a number that won't necessarily show up on the box score at the end of the game.
So a timeout on the floor, 9 minutes and 40 seconds to play, and it's UNC Pembroke 59, the Saints 54. Dave Schultz along with Chris Burns, we welcome you to the Flagler Gym. Saints trail by 5 and the basketball for Flagler. It's Brown, Clark, Conway, Gospich, and Jones on the floor. Adam Jones with it. Behind the back, a beautiful pass to Gospich. That's a great feed from 6'8". Adam Jones goes behind his back to Gospich.
Adam Jones and Ante Gospich are two of the best passing big men in the league, and they combine there for a nice assist for Jones and an easy 2 for Gospich.
59-56. We're at the 9-minute mark. George Blakeney for the Braves with 4 personal fouls. He has 10 points in the game. He is on the bench. Down low, it's Jacobs working. The pass out, 3 seconds, and we've got a foul called. And a 3-second foul called against UNC Pembroke with 1 second on the clock.
And now the Saints, all of a sudden, with their great three-point shooters on the floor, have a real easy chance here to tie up the ball game with 8.5 minutes to go.
With just 1 second left on the shot clock, 3 seconds called against the Braves. Saints have the basketball. Richard Brown with it. Now to Gospich. Saints down by 3. Clark to Jones. Adam backs in, spinning in the lane, puts it up, no good. The battle for the rebound, and I think they'll get this personal foul on Ante Gospich.
Yeah, they will, and now 4 fouls on Gospich. He's going to come out of the game, 8:27 to go. That's a huge call.
Ante walks over and has a word or two with assistant head coach Jake Pickett.
And now a 1-and-1 situation, as that was the 7th team foul on the Saints, so Jacobs gets to shoot it. Jacobs on the season from the free throw line, 75%.
So Jacobs shooting free throws, the 1-on-1, no good. Battle for the rebound, Gibson has it. Gibson checks in for Gospich.
I would expect Matt Conway to shoot a three-pointer on this possession. He's in off the bench, and that is his strength. Coming out of a double high set now are the Saints.
Brown to Jones. Braves lead by 3. Saints have lost 3 in a row in Peach Belt Conference play. Matt Clark for 3, the shot is strong. Brown the offensive rebound. Jones, good look down low to Gibson. Desmond misses, but the follow is in. Desmond gets his own miss. Braves lead is 1. Jumper put up, no good. That is not the shot the Braves were looking for as Winford misfired. Saints have a chance for the lead, down by 1 with 7:35 to play. Brown tumbles down, dishes off to Conway. Jones a fadeaway. Adams' shot was short.
Not a high percentage look there from Adam Jones. Still plenty of time on the shot clock.
Braves lead is 1. Saints, as I mentioned, have lost 3 in a row in Peach Belt Conference play. Braves with it, 15 on the shot clock. Saints have never beaten UNC Pembroke. Ball's kicked out of bounds. Madi Sigadarson will check back into the Saints lineup. Brown will go out.
Sigadarson, a freshman coming into the game. Really critical minutes here for him. Just under 7 minutes to go in the game, but he's an outstanding three-point shooter and doesn't turn the ball over very much, so not a high-risk player to have in the game, even as a true freshman.
Cooper works baseline. The shot over Gibson is no good. Conway battles for the rebound down low. Jones is there, and Adam comes away with it, and a foul is called.
Yeah, Adam Jones used his elbow there as he cleared out the basketball after getting the rebound, and they might give him a flagrant foul.
Well, the officials will talk things over here.
And they're going to give a flagrant 1 foul to Adam Jones for using his elbow to clear out and hitting a player over the neckline. That's an automatic flagrant call in basketball now.
Going to the line will be Brandon Winford. It's number 4 on Adam Jones. 4th personal against Jones. Free throw by Winford is good. He has 11 points. He'll shoot another, and he hits them both.
And now the Braves get the ball back.
12 points for the freshman Brandon Winford. Boy, this is big.
It was huge because for a couple of reasons. You get the 2 technical free throws and the ball back for Pembroke on what would have been Flagler possession. Also the 4th foul on Adam Jones. So Jones and Gospich both have 4 personal fouls with 6:45 left to go in the game. And it was a 1-point game at the time of the foul.
Braves have it. Gospich back into the lineup. Shot deep in the corner by the Braves, no good. Sigadarson the rebound. Here's Matt Clark. It's a 3. It's good! Clark drains a 3 to tie the game. 6.5 minutes to play.
Wow, that was a really risky shot from Matt Clark. If that had missed, he would have come up empty on a fast break possession. After all that, it would have been huge. Instead, tie ball game.
At the other end, a jumper no good. That missed everything but the follow. K.J. Cooper. 63-61.
That ball didn't hit iron, and any time it's an air ball, it's advantage offensive player on the rebound. Cooper happened to be the one to scoop it up.
Gospich with the ball. He has 4 personal fouls. Clark to Sigadarson. Braves lead by 2. 15 on the shot clock. Monty for 3. Yes! Sigadarson drains a 3. He averages 3 points a game, and his 3-pointer gives the Saints the lead.
Richard Brown was ready to check in for Monty Sigadarson, and when that shot went in, Coach Clark pulled him.
Cooper misses at the other end. Gospich the rebound.
Richard Brown went from getting ready to check into the game to sitting in coach's seat with that big 3 from the freshman.
Saints have a 1-point lead. Conway the basketball. It's 64-63. Gospich fade away, no good, but he draws the foul. They'll get this personal on Brandon Winford, his 4th. So Winford has 4, Blakeney with 4 personal fouls. The Saints have Jones and Gospich along the front line with 4 personal fouls each.
And Adam Jones currently out of the game. Gospich at the free throw line. Gospich has a lot of experience this year as he misses the first free throw, playing with 4 personal fouls, and he hasn't fouled out of many, if any, games. I don't have that stat in front of me right now, but he's done a great job at the end of games of playing conservatively enough to keep himself in it.
Winford goes out, Blakeney checks back in, and again, big George Blakeney with 4 personal fouls. Gospich missed the first free throw. Second free throw, no good. We have not seen much of that this year. He has really been solid from the free throw line. But Gospich misses both free throw attempts. Whistle and a stoppage of play.
And some confusion on the floor as to whether there was a timeout called, a shot clock issue, or what's going on, but we're going to keep it right here.
It's Braves basketball. The Saints lead is 1. For a big man, Gospich is an excellent free throw shooter. Chris, you've talked about that time and time again this year.
Going into last game, he was shooting 77%.
Jacobs misses. Gibson the rebound for the Saints.
He had a poor shooting effort last game and another one this game, bringing his average down, but he really does have a good shooting stroke for a 6'8 player.
Conway with it. Now to the slicing Matt Clark. Off the glass, no good, but Desmond Gibson there with the tap.
Any offense you get from Desmond Gibson is a bonus, and that tip-in entirely due to his athleticism.
He made it look so easy.
Yeah, he was just hanging out well above the rim. Everybody else was a foot below him. Gibson and Warner, 2 of the most athletic wing players in the Peach Belt Conference.
So the tip in from Desmond Gibson, 6'7" sophomore out of Havana. Foul called at the other end. This will send Cooper to the line. Saints lead is 3. Cooper's free throw is good. K.J. Cooper, 5 points in the game. Second free throw. Cooper is good on both attempts. A 1-point game.
So now the Saints again in a close game. Very little time remaining, 4.5 minutes. How are they going to close the game? They've struggled in their last 2 games, the loss to Armstrong and the loss to Francis Marion, with this closing stretch.
Clark into the front court. Saints lead by a point, 4:10 to play. Matt Clark slicing to the basket, off the glass and in. He has 13 points. They all have come in the second half. Bounce pass down low. That's off Blakeney, out of bounds.
The entry feed there well too low. When you have a big man like that, you'd rather throw the ball up in the air to him instead of on the ground.
So a turnover. The Saints will have the basketball. We have a timeout on the floor. 3:59 to play, and the Saints with a 3-point lead. The Saints with a 3-point lead. We have 3:56 to play in the game. 3 minutes and 56 seconds to play. The Saints 68, UNC Pembroke 65. On the floor, it's Desmond Gibson, Matt Clark, Matt Conway, Madi Sigadarson, and Ante Gospich.
Richard Brown staying on the bench as Madi Sigadarson has earned Coach Clark's trust here in these final minutes. I'm not sure what the stoppage in play is.
Looks like we're going to have another timeout. So back-to-back timeouts are called.
We've got the referees talking to the scorekeepers down here at the scorer's table.
Again, the Saints going with Conway, Gospich, Gibson, Sigadarson, and Clark. When you look on the bench, Jones, Barnes, and Brown have made big contributions in this game today, and the 3 of them are sitting on the bench.
I would think Ryan Barnes will be checking into the game shortly. He's been a very clutch player over his career here at Flagler.
Saints have the ball, 3-point lead. Sigadarson to Gibson. Obviously, Saints head coach Bo Clark likes the matchups he has now. Gibson with the feed, a foul called. This will go against the Saints.
I'm not sure if they called a foul or if Madi Sigadarson's foot was out of bounds when he touched that basketball.
So it's a turnover charge to the Saints. A 1-possession game. Saints lead by 3. Ryan Barnes over to the scorer's table as he will check in. Good feed down low. Winford with the pass. The shot is missed. The follow no good. Conway the rebound. So the Braves had 3 chances there, couldn't cash in.
Wow.
Long feed ahead to Gospich. Beautiful feed, the field goal to Ante Gospich.
What a pass from Madi Sigurdarsson. Peyton Manning-esque there on the throw. Long full court pass through everybody.
Gospich now with 18. The shot at the other end, no good. The ball goes out of bounds. It will be Saints basketball.
That pass from Madi Sigurdarsson is one of the best outlet passes I've seen, other than, Dwayne Wade throwing the full court one-handed alley-oop to LeBron James. It was up there with that.
Well, we see Adam Jones and Ryan Barnes check back in. So now it's Gospich, Sigurdarsson, Clark, Barnes, and Jones on the floor. Conway and Gibson go out. Sigurdarsson has the ball. Picks up his dribble, looks for help. Now to Matt Clark. Barnes open for 3. Shot rims out, no good. Braves have the rebound. At the other end, Braves drive to the basket and a foul called.
Adam Jones got the block with his upper body, but I think caught a bit of the lower body there. I'm not sure. I couldn't tell from here, but Adam Jones is now fouled out of this game.
The number 5 on Adam Jones. So Jones fouls out, Gibson back in. 5th personal foul against the sophomore out of Winter Park, Florida, Adam Jones. Shamel Brackett at the line. Free throw, no good. Brackett, 13 points. He averages 14 points, 3 assists a game. 1,000 or more points in his career for Brackett. 2nd team All Peach Belt Conference last year. Misses a pair from the line.
Wow.
Brackett misses 2 free throws. Saints have the ball and a 5-point lead.
And now the Saints can afford to run the clock down and shoot with 8 seconds or less on the shot clock.
Gospich, dangerous pass, it's intercepted. Trying to go cross court to Matt Clark, and it's picked off. The drive for Brackett, he gets the layup. That is a huge turnover there. An errant toss by Gospich.
The Saints still in control of this game though.
Barnes has it. Sigurdarsson. The freshman out of Iceland running the point, Madi Sigurdarsson. 1:45 left. Clark with it. Behind the back to Gospich, he draws the foul.
Now remember though, Gospich has struggled from the free throw line today, just 4 of 9. And now Richard Brown getting ready to check into the game for Madi Sigurdarsson, it would seem.
So Brown over to the scorer's table. Gospich, as Chris mentioned, 4 of 9 from the free throw line. As a team, the Saints are just 7 of 13. Shooting just 54% from the line. 1:42 to play, and the Saints with a 3-point lead.
And Blakeney is fouled out, and that's why we've got this stoppage in play, as you're allowed 30 seconds to determine your replacement. Coaches often use that as a de facto timeout.
So the personal on Big George Blakeney, his 5th, he is out of the game. Ben Jacobs has checked in place of Blakeney. Gospich to the line, a 3-point lead, and Gospich will shoot 2. Free throw is good.
That's a big one. Now it's a 2-possession game. Flagler still well in control of this one.
He has 19 on the day. He didn't have the strong follow-through. There it was, and he missed that one. So Ante hits 1 out of 2. A 4-point lead. His form looked better on the 2nd free throw than the 1st.
Second one wasn't well off the mark, just off the back of the rim.
Jacobs down low, works over Gibson, the shot no good. Foul called against the Braves. 1:24 to play. Saints lead by 4, and they'll get the basketball.
And it's a little early for the Braves. Well, it's going to be a 1-and-1 for the Saints now. but the Braves still don't have to take the threes when they're on offense. They don't have to foul early. There's still plenty of time for them to come back in this game. The Saints just need to focus on making free throws and not turning the ball over.
So a timeout on the floor, 1:24 to play, and it's the Saints 71, UNC Pembroke 67. Well, Ante Gospich to the line, where he has hit 5 of his 10 from the free throw line today. Or check that, 5 of 11. 5 of 11. Free throw is up and in. A 5-point lead for the Saints. Gospich now with 20 points.
Gospich, a huge game, 20 points, 13 rebounds.
Second free throw up and in. 21 for the senior out of Croatia. 6-point lead. Jared Branco checks in defensively for the Saints. Branco and Brown in the backcourt. Down low, the freshman Winford, his baby hook, no good. And it's Gospich who comes out of the pack. It's knocked away, and it will be Saints basketball. Clark will come in for Branco. So a change there. They'll bring offense in for defense. Matt Conway also off the bench, and he will check in. But a timeout on the floor. Saints have the ball and a 6-point lead.
And now the Saints, they have their best free throw shooters in the game, or their most confident free throw shooters, I should say. Percentage-wise, possibly not. I'm not really sure. But whoever Coach Clark feels the most confident in, and they just have to worry about making free throws. Defensively, don't give up open threes, because you can't give up the 3 points, because then you end up trading threes for twos. Pembroke can get back into the game. At this point, you're worried about making your free throws and not turning the ball over offensively. As long as you keep possession of the ball, you're up 6 with 1:07 left. There's hardly any way you can lose the game unless you give it away at this point.
Saints lead by 6. 1 minute and 7 seconds left. Keep in mind the Saints have never beaten UNC Pembroke. They have never beaten the Braves. Losing twice last year, here at home by 2, and on the road a 5-point loss. They have the ball and a 6-point lead. It's Gospich, Barnes, Conway, Brown, and Clark on the floor.
And now Pembroke, I would assume, is going to try to trap in the backcourt, and once the ball gets to the front court, they may commit a foul, they may not. That is a personal decision, but you definitely try to trap in the backcourt first.
It's Barnes to inbound to Richard Brown. They beat the pressure. Gospich off the glass and in. Beautiful feed from Brown. 23 from Ante Gospich on the day. The lead is now 8.
And now Pembroke needs threes.
Drive to the basket. The field goal is good. Brackett with the field goal. 17 and a quick timeout called by the Braves. Keep in mind the Saints trailed at the half 38-33. They now hold a 6-point lead with the ball and 51 and a half seconds left.
And that 2-point bucket there by Brackett did absolutely nothing for Pembroke. Now we're just in the same position we were in 15 seconds ago now. So now with 51.5 seconds left, again, you try to trap in the backcourt, and once Flagler gets into the front court, you commit the foul. I'll remind you that Coca-Cola is a proud corporate sponsor of Flagler College Athletics. Coca-Cola, open happiness. And also, Travel Links is the official bus company of the Flagler Saints.
23 points for Ante Gospic, 13 from Matt Clark, all of Clark's points coming in the second half. 11 points for Richard Brown. We haven't seen Ryan Barnes offensively in the second half. He had 9 points, all 3 of his field goals coming in the first half. So it's Barnes, Conway, Gospic, Brown, and Clark. Not only good ball handlers, but all pretty good shooters from the free throw line. Barnes will inbound, good feed to Gospic, and a quick foul.
And that was exactly what the Braves were hoping for. They were hoping to get the ball in Gospic's hands. He's been the one struggling from the free throw line today, although he's made his last couple in crunch time.
Well, Bo Clark mixing and matching. He'll bring the defensive subs in now with Desmond Gibson and Jared Branco checking into the game. Conway and Clark will go out. And Gospic to the line. Ante has scored 23 points, but as Chris has mentioned, he has struggled today from the free throw line. This is a one-on-one from Ante Gospic. Free throw is good. That is huge. It's now a 3-possession game.
Yeah, that was the big one. Missing this one here is not the end of the world for the Saints.
A 7-point lead. The second one up, no good. The offensive rebound to Ryan Barnes. It's knocked away. The Braves come up with a loose ball. Cooper behind his back and a foul called. Not a smart foul there on Jared Branco.
The bench was erupting because there was no foul called when Ryan Barnes lost the basketball, and then Branco commits the foul here, which lets Pembroke shoot 2 free throws without using any clock. That's a killer for the Saints. If both of these free throws are made, Pembroke is still very much alive.
It's a 7-point game, and KJ Cooper, senior guard, to the line. Free throw is good. 7 points in the game for Cooper. Offense will check back in the form of Matt Clark and Matt Conway. Gibson goes out along with Jared Branco.
Important note, 0 timeouts left for Pembroke, 3 for the Saints.
Free throw from Cooper, no good. Battle for the rebound. The Saints have it and a foul called.
Ryan Barnes with possession of the basketball when he's fouled there. He's a 75% free throw shooter on the year.
Jahad Wright, charged with the personal, his second, will go to the other end where Ryan Barnes will step to the line. So Barnes will go to the line. He will shoot 2. Both teams now in the double bonus. Free throw is good. Barnes in double figures, 10 on the day.
And now because Pembroke missed the second free throw their last time down the floor, that free throw by Barnes was huge.
42 seconds to play. Second free throw is good.
Now Pembroke definitely has to think 3.
11 points for Ryan Barnes. Here's a 3 put up, bounces around, no good. Scramble for the rebound. A foul called. Athletic play there by Rose to catch it and try the fingertip roll, and Rose draws the foul. Personal foul on Branco, Jared's 3rd.
Rose nearly got the putback to go while he was falling to the ground. That would have been a huge play.
So the freshman Rose to the line. Free throw bounces around and finds the bottom of the net. 7 points from Rose. And again, Bo Clark, Saints coach, mixing and matching. The offense with Matt Clark and Matt Conway check back in. As he substitutes offense for defense here. Second free throw from Rose is good. A steal at the other end, and the bucket up and in. Rose with a quick hand there to knock it away and gets the field goal.
The ball went right through the hands of Richard Brown. We've got a clock issue. I think there's about 29.4 left. The clock reads 28.3 right now.
Timeout. Saints want a timeout. All of a sudden, following the quick steal, it's a 4-point game. Saints want to talk things over. We'll take a timeout. 28 seconds to play, and the Saints with a 4-point lead. Well, following the timeout, it will be Saints basketball, 28.7 seconds left. Ryan Barnes will inbound. The Saints lead by 4. Barnes to Gospich, and a foul called. Braves wanted a traveling violation on Ante Gospich. Personal foul called against Pembroke, and I think Ante was poked in the eye.
That was incredibly close to being another turnover for the Saints. Instead, Gospich going to the free throw line.
Personal foul on Shamel Brackett, his third, will go to the other end.
And Gospich is wiping his face. He looks like he did get hit in the eye. Hopefully that does not affect his free throw ability.
And head coach Ben Miller not pleased with that call from the officials. He's pointing out that it was traveling on Ante Gospich. Free throw no good. Well, again, Bo Clark with Desmond Gibson and Jared Branco checking back in for defensive purposes. Ben Jacobs will check in for the Braves. Gospich will shoot another free throw. He missed the first. 27 seconds to play. Second free throw is up and good. So Ante with 1 out of 2 from the line. He has 25 points and a timeout on the floor.
And the Saints want to talk things over here. Coach Clark drawing up plays with Ryan Vanderwielen and assistant coaches Jake Pickett and Ben De La Cruz right now. What you want to do defensively at this point is you want to try to make Pembroke waste time. You don't want to let him get an open 3. You're fine with giving him a 2-point bucket as long as it takes time. And the last thing you want to happen, because you have 10 team fouls, is commit a foul and give Pembroke 2 from the free throw line without having to have Pembroke waste any time. A 5-point lead right now for the Saints. It's only a 2-possession game, and if Pembroke makes a 3, this game is still in question.
We have just 27 seconds to play. Ante Gospich, 25 points as he leads all scorers. Adam Jones has fouled out of the game for the Saints. George Blakeney has fouled out for the Braves. Saints will go with Gospich, Gibson, Branco, Brown, and Barnes.
And the Saints will put in a 2-2-1 full court press. I'm surprised that they're doing this with Gospich in the back end, because Gospich will commit his 5th foul, possibly, if the Braves get all the way into the front court.
So Pembroke will inbound, down by 5, 27 seconds to play. Brackett with it. Nearly turned it over. Do they call it? They do! Double dribble called on Brackett. And that was right in front of the Braves bench, and Ben Miller not pleased with the call. He didn't get the call when Ante Gospich, he thought, was traveling. A double dribble here, and the Braves turn it over.
The difference with the travel call was that Gospich had control of the basketball and was contacted. This was not a contact play. This was a double dribble, and that's a really tough break for the Braves, but the Saints lose the ball out of bounds.
They say it's Saints basketball. Again, this was right in front of the UNC Pembroke bench. The pass to Gospich was knocked away and it went out of bounds. And it is the Braves basketball.
Pembroke basketball, and 21 seconds left, still a lot of time. This has been a completely chaotic last minute.
So I apologize, the Saints do turn it over. Drive to the basket, ball goes out of bounds, and it will be Pembroke basketball with 16.9 seconds to play, a 5-point game.
Pembroke's got to catch and shoot a three-pointer here. They haven't attempted a three here.
That one off the side of the backboard, a three-point attempt that goes out of bounds. It will be Saints basketball. We'll see Matt Clark and Matt Conway check back in. Branco and Gibson go out. 12.6 seconds left. The Saints the ball and a 5-point lead. Clark goes down along the far baseline. Did they call a foul?
I saw one referee signal a foul. They almost lost the ball out of bounds again. The Saints up to 22 turnovers now for the game. I'd say probably 6 of them have come in the final minute 30.
So Clark will go to the line as he was knocked down hard along the far end of the court. Clark hits the free throw. Matt with 14 points, all in the second half.
His shot selection today wasn't where it needed to be. He shot 4 of 11, and even the shots he made were difficult shots. But he made enough big ones in the second half to propel Flagler to, seemingly at this point, a victory.
15 points, all in the second half. 7-point lead. Braves have the basketball. Into the front court. The drive to the basket by Brackett. Blocking foul called. This will go on Ante Gospich, number 5.
Gospich fouls out of the game with a stat line of 25 and 14 on 8 of 11 shooting. Incredible game for Ante Gospich. 25
points, 14 rebounds, a 7-point lead with only 6 seconds remaining. So Gospich fouls out. Brackett. Free throw is up and good. He's had a quiet 18 points.
Yeah, he really has. And he didn't play exceptionally well against the Saints when these two played a year ago. It was mostly KJ Cooper, I remember, doing the damage then. But Brackett has an incredibly good shooting stroke. Very compact, no wasted motion. One of the best shooting strokes I've seen in the Peach Belt Conference.
He hits a pair from the line. 19 points on the day. Brown hit in the backcourt, a foul called. 4.5 seconds left. And Richard Brown will step to the line. A 5-point lead for the Saints.
So now Flagler looks like they're going to improve to 6 and 8 in conference play. I'm going to look before the end of the game to see how Augusta State is doing today, if they have played yet. That is the team to watch for the Saints down the stretch.
Saints will play again Thursday at home against USC Aiken. That will be a huge game. Brown hits the free throw, a 6-point lead. Second free throw rattles around and is good. 13 for Richard Brown. The lead is 7, and this will do it. Final shot put up as the horn sounds. It's no good. The Saints trailed by 5 at the half. They mount a comeback and pick up their first win ever against the UNC Pembroke